Good evening, everyone. So where I am, it is 10:52 p.m. on Monday night. So I wanted to talk about something that's pretty close to my heart. It's very near and dear to my heart. And I support, appreciate, and love the direction that this is going. And I'm going to tell you more about it. So last year, we had a lot of racial incidents in our community, in our schools, and on social media. So the things that happened in school, there were parents that were asking the school for help to protect our kids because they were being targeted. They were being followed to class. People were making a mockery of their skin color. And we didn't think that was okay. So with so many attempts of not getting a response or not getting a valid response from the school district, a group of parents got together and created a group called ROAR. We have a website, roar112.com, and we also have a Facebook page as well. We do not want to divide the community. We haven't tried to upset the community. Our message has been clear. We don't want racism in our schools. And we wanted the way that the kids that were targeted with racism to change. We wanted the way that they were treated to change. It was like it didn't matter to anyone how our kids felt. But we had to look at the look on their faces every day that they came home. Every time something happened. We had to fix that. And as parents, we should. But when our kids are spending a great deal of time inside of the school, we expect them to be protected as well. And they weren't. So this group I'm a part of, ROAR, Residents Organizing Against Racism. I've said it before in school board meetings or just speaking to people. I don't understand how people can have a problem with that. But we have got more pushback than any other group. And we're not picking a group of kids to protect. We will stand against racism for all kids. Whether it's in the school, in the community, if it's online, we have a duty to stop this. We have been called liars and aggressive and progressives. We've been called a lot of things. And some of those things are not what the group name was created or what our parents named us to be. But we are still here no matter what anyone tries to say against us, or no matter how hard someone tries to deter us from keeping our message going, because it's important to us. And it's not just important to us because of our kids. It's important to us because we care about all kids. And that's what people don't understand. Now, we went to school board meetings. We went to the schools when things happened. And it got to a point where we would show up together. just for support, because they weren't getting it anywhere else. So as a group of concerned parents, we had each other's back, and we still do to this day. And we continue to get people that lie on us and try to make us seem like we're something bad, when our message is very clear. We will not stand for racism. We will fight it. And it's not just a group of black parents or white parents. We are a very diverse group of parents and community members. But we care about this community. This is our community. So we want our kids to have respect for each other like they should. We also want the community to respect each other like they should. Racism doesn't belong anywhere. And when you have to have those conversations with your kids about how people view them, the stereotypes that they put on them, it's not an easy conversation to have. Especially when the kids are old enough to see social media and see the comments that adults make about them, which I feel is very shameful for adults to try to silence kids or tell them that they're wrong for speaking up. We've had incidents as far as things being written on kids' shirts. The school doesn't teach anything about Black history, and kids wanted to know if they could do something for Black history, and that was ultimately shut down because they didn't want things like Malcolm X or Tamir Rice being shown. Now, one thing people don't know about Malcolm X, when Malcolm X died, he embraced everybody. He changed his life. So for people to feel like that's a problem, that he was a problem, I would advise them to go and look at his life. Nobody's perfect. None of us are perfect. We've had shortcomings and we've done wrong. And that doesn't mean that we cannot change. America's history as a whole has not always been perfect. It's never been perfect. But there's been some things that get taught to kids that's not good. So when we want things taught about our history, we don't want that censored either, or anybody else's for that matter. No, history is history. It's supposed to be raw, unedited, and truth. And personally, I don't think anyone can say that we shouldn't talk about Tamir Rice or we shouldn't talk about Malcolm X. Talking about history is not just showing the good things. It's showing everything. And our kids are entitled to that. Your kids are entitled to that. Roar have made a commitment to be by each other's side, to stand up for these kids and speak for them. Now, during our process or whatever, instead of just bringing problems when they came up, we also got very involved within our community. And it's unbiased involvement. But we ask those tough questions. We're looking for the tough work that's being done. We're looking for the district to show us that racism is not allowed. I'm a part of an equity advisory council which people also have a problem with. And there are other Roar parents as well. But we're speaking from good places. We're asking questions that'll protect all the kids and the students in this district, because that's what we care about most. We've had people from outside the district tell us how we're wrong. And they don't even talk about racism. And that's because they don't care. It's not their community. It's ours. We'll continue this fight always. Besides the racial incidents and what we do against racism, this is an awesome group of parents, very supportive, and we are there for each other. Whether it's life situations, conversations, we are right there for each other. Even if we don't agree all the time. And I like the fact that we don't agree all the time, because we get those different points of views in. I don't think we'll get much done if everybody felt and thought the exact same way. And we know that about us. And we accept that about us. And we handle it the right way. I want this message to reach my community and the rest of the United States. Racism is not tolerated. And there are a group of parents and community members here that will fight it wherever we can. And hopefully, one day people will wake up and stop trying to make us look like the bad guy, because we protect our kids. And I would expect anyone to protect their kids as well. As parents, we have to. And that's what we are doing. And we protect each other as well. We've been threatened, called names, harassed. Even after school board meetings, some people would walk behind a group of ladies and antagonize them. To me, that is a coward, because it was a man. I speak at the school board meetings and on social media. No one has attacked me. And I'm not saying that I want it, but I would rather you try to antagonize me than one of the ladies in the group. So now, at school board meetings, I will get there early to make sure my group and everyone else gets inside the school board meetings without a problem. And when we leave, I'll make sure to walk behind everyone to make sure that they're not followed, harassed, and try to be made to feel like they're less than. I hope wherever you live, if you're listening to this, that you protect your community the same way. Because if you don't, you can't expect anyone else to. And if you can't stand up for the kids, you can't expect anyone else to. And that's why we're doing the work. We work with the school district to help them get better with their policies, with making sure all the kids are treated the same. We have to start somewhere. And I think we're off to a really good start. And we won't let anyone deter us from that. Racism is not allowed, and we will fight it. Again, our group is ROAR, and it stands for Residents Organizing Against Racism. We have a website, roar112.com, and we also have a Facebook page. A lot of things that we ask for is evident in the schools today in our district. Things have been changed to where they're acknowledging other cultures. And we're not teaching anyone how to be a Muslim or Hispanic, but we are celebrating each other's culture. We are learning about each other's cultures. And that's what we should do. Our community is diverse. Our schools are diverse. The world is diverse. So we should be learning about different heritages. Because we're not the only people that matter in this world. As much as some people would like to think so, we're not. And we want to make sure everybody is being heard, everybody gets seen. The students here, the kids here, mean a lot to all of us. And we're not holding our kids higher than any other kid. We are literally speaking for all of the kids. All of the kids. We're doing the work with the school district. We have a group of parents or a group of people that think we're trying to force Muslim agendas on our kids. I'm a Christian, and I'll always be a Christian. I don't know what someone has to create inside of their mind to feel like parents will let this happen to their kids. It doesn't make sense, and it's not happening. The school district learned about relationships, building relationships between the administrators and the students, the teachers and the students, and also the teachers and the teachers. You have to build those relationships so that you can know what it is your students need. A lot of the work that's been done is coming from suggestions from us. But it's because we are thinking about all the kids, not some more than others. We've been told that we're trying to uphold black, brown, black, Mexican, Asian, Somalian. We're trying to hold them kids to up and then demean the white kids. That is definitely not what we are doing. When we speak about the kids, unless we're speaking about a racial incident that's happened or something that's happened with a specific family, we talk about the kids. We don't say the black kids or the Mexican kids or the white kids. We talk about the kids. I thought that this would be something that is so easy to understand, but it's not. And we see it so much. We get so much pushback from people. And it's ridiculous. No one should have a problem with anyone standing up to racism. And if you do, that sucks. Because you have a group of parents and community members that's willing to fight racism and whoever says it's okay. And we're proud of that. We're not letting things happen to our kids and everybody thinks it's okay. We will continue our fight no matter what happens. That has been our primary goal, racism, fighting against it. And we work with the school district. So some of the things that they do, we help them see different points of views for it. Now, we're just an advisory group. We don't make decisions. We just help them to see things that they're not seeing. And we do a good job because we care about everybody. It's not just us and our movement. And that's why we are helping, because we want to see it get better. We want to see the difference. We want to see the changes. Our kids deserve this. And I believe that we are raising the generation that will change the world. But in the meantime, we have to give them that support. We have to show them that we have their backs. They didn't ask for anything that they go through. So as parents, we have to have that support for them. And that's what we're doing here in Chaska. We will continue to roar. We will continue our fight. And we won't let anyone stand in our way. Because this means so much to us. And it should mean so much to everybody. No one person is more important than the next. We need everybody to have compassion for everybody. We don't need everybody to agree with everything. But a disagreement doesn't have to be a big, ugly fight either. And we need to learn how to do this the right way. It seems that the adults have switched places with the kids in this country and have become the high schoolers. We're the ones on social media going back and forth, showing so much hate for whatever reason. And now all of a sudden, agreeing or disagreeing makes you choose a political side, which I don't think my thoughts and opinions have anything to do with politics. I don't think anyone's thought process should have anything to do with politics unless you're talking about politics. And definitely not when we're talking about kids. Because right now they have no side. Their job is to be kids. Go to school. Have fun. Have a happy life. And it's up to all of us to make sure that we're doing our part as parents and community members. I appreciate everyone that's listening. And I hope and I pray that wherever you're listening from, this is not something that you go through. And I pray that one day it's something that none of us have to go through. Or our kids, or our kids' kids. We don't want anyone to go through this. Kids should not be traumatized like this. So let's do our part and protect the kids. I appreciate you guys for listening, and I thank you. I'll talk to you soon. Sure, I'll have something else.